Welcome to Project Highrise. This is Caffeine Gaming, and so this is a tower simulator. Kind of like Sim Tower, kind of like, I'm trying to think, Ute Tower I think is the other one that, you know, was around for a while. Well, this is Project Highrise. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm not really gonna explain the game per se, because there's really no reason for me to do so as far as I'm concerned. The game itself is pretty self-explanatory. And I kind of like this game. This is one of my favorite things actually about like this type of game is that it's a simulator. There's a lot of micromanaging type of thing going on. You have to be careful at the beginning to not overstress your funds. There we go. I prefer elevators over stairs. The stairs I believe are cheaper, but I like the elevators because they're a lot easier. Though I may build stairs over here. I don't like the stairs being right there. I prefer it to be a little further out because this area is perfect for doing some other stuff. So like I said, I'm not gonna really walk through the tutorial. I'm just gonna play a little bit. Not much else to say about that. Let's go ahead and actually start bringing in some businesses here. So we've got accountants, which I think we're going to start with, and not accountants, I'm sorry, we've got insurance offices that we're going to start with. Now they want copy services, but we don't need to do that right away. Let's just go ahead and bring in the most expensive one, and then go ahead and bring in that guy as well. There we go. So we'll have a few accounting services. Let's go ahead also and build stairway right here. We won't build anything to the left of the stairway for a little bit anyway. Let's build this. I'm gonna rephrase that. We'll build this area right here so if any of our elevators break down. So we have the little construction workers and they're currently building. So these guys don't have any electricity right now. Let's go ahead and make sure that they do. That way that when they come in the morning, it's currently, well, it's almost 10 o'clock at night. So this is a 24-hour clock. And this is just a heads up on that one. Now we have no rent at this point, and when it hits midnight, we should get an update on how much we're spending, which is going to be quite a bit. So we're currently losing $30 a day, which is significant, to say the least. But that's okay. We'll live, no big deal. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, got it. Just making sure that I know exactly what's being wanted here. So tomorrow, when it gets to be, I think he's open at 8 o'clock, we'll start coming in a little early and we'll get to see what they want. Let's also over here. We don't have any prestige yet, so we can't build any cafes, but soon we'll actually be able to build some other stuff. So we're gonna put plenty of businesses in to get the revenue that we require before we do anything else. There we go. So we can now build accounting offices. Accounting offices need electric and they're complaining about needing food, but let's go ahead and just bring in who we can to start with. I think that's all we can bring in for right now. So these guys require electricity and phone, so let's go ahead and pull this across. We need to put in a phone line, so let's go ahead and put in a minor little phone line, put it there, and bring phone across. If they don't have the services that they require, at least in that regard, they'll get really whiny and it's never fun to deal with. Actually, let's go ahead. Let's just keep going here. We're making $390 a day. So we need to bring in food is the big thing. Let's actually finish this up. And we're gonna put a little food service right here. You can see here that these guys require a greater variety of small restaurants. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and put a small restaurant in right here. We can build fast food restaurants. Let's see, we've got a sausage joint, fast quality soups and sushi. Oh, they only serve lunch. Let's bring in the fast quality soups. Because I don't like the sausage joint. I'm not a big fan of sausage myself. Well, it depends on how it's made, I guess, too. Let's Go ahead and bring in a sausage joint. That shall make these guys pretty happy, so they'll be able to have lunch here. Actually, that opens up the legal offices as well. So let's see here. Legal offices. Ooh, this guy. 170. What do these guys require? Oh yeah, you can run advertisements as well if you click on them if there's no potential people moving in. Let's see. Well, I still don't like that, huh? Needs even more. Fine, we'll just go ahead and go with... Let's go with the David O. Castry investigations. That sounds great, I guess. Okay, so they have the phone. They're gonna need other services, however. So let's actually go ahead. I'm gonna make a second floor. I have a tendency to build down too quickly, which hurts every single time. But we'll be okay. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we're at for today. We always have loans that we can take out. We can actually take out some additional contracts as well, into one more additional contract, which we'll probably do. But let's see where we're at. Oh, we completed the proof of concept because we got $1,000 that we were earning. Let's go ahead and just pause, close this and pause. So we're making some money here. Let's actually go ahead and go into the contracts. We want, more people, which is 50, or the incremental income. Let's go ahead and take the incremental income to start with. To get up to $3,000. Ooh, look, fireworks. So we're making enough. You can see here that we actually went positive yesterday. That was great news. Let's just go ahead and fast forward through this. Eventually we want to, so these guys want like courier services and stuff. Let's go ahead and pause and look at the satisfaction. Well, actually you don't see any satisfaction on here yet. So never mind. You can look at profitability. You can see that these guys are in the red right now. They won't be for very long. You can see that these guys make lots of noise. Noise and smell is pretty important later in the game. So, especially when you have more complicated people. Okay, so one of the big things here is you can see that we have a demand problem. Currently we have 9, but we have demand of 9, but we only have 10 that we can use. So we're gonna want to upgrade that like stat. Let's go ahead and make a 3rd floor that they can't get to. Let's build an elevator here. Oops, I want this. I'm gonna expand that over. Yeah, they sit around and they look bored, but these guys never leave. Like, they never leave. Which is just weird. What other restaurants do we have that we could bring in here? Is there anything that serves? No, nothing that I want. I'd like a breakfast and lunch location, but apparently we're not doing that today. Let's go ahead and bring this up. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring in a 10th office, which is a good place to kind of pause. So we don't have coffee services. We don't have courier services. Let's go ahead and bring in another investigation location. That rhymed. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Because they have the most in rent, and that'll be helpful, you know, overall, because we need the rent. And when they start whining about not having courier services and whatnot, here we go. So you can see here, memos don't copy themselves, so we definitely need a coffee service. So let's go ahead, we go into here, click on the business supports, and we want, where's the coffee services? Let's go ahead and place that down, because that's the first one that we require. Let's put that there, that's fine. Making sure that's exactly where I want to place it. We won't be moving a lot of the stuff around too much, anyway. So, ooh, we need electricity. Ah, crap. Alright, well that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and move the wiring cabinet here. As long as there's a line above it, it's whatever, but I should put the cabinet here, which makes it easier to keep track of. Alright, actually we don't have enough electricity. Let's go ahead and pause real quick here. We'll delete the cabinet that we currently have, and we're gonna build in this next one, which is 3 tiles big. That kind of wipes out our funds a little bit there. But now we have enough, and now we have up to 50, and we only have a demand of 11, so we can actually build a lot more. Let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's bring in 3 more businesses. And what are you complaining about?
Uh-huh.
Coffee? No, you don't get coffee right now. Let's go ahead and, well, we don't have any courier services yet, but let's go ahead and bring in the final legal offices. Let's go ahead and bring in an insurance office. Whichever one, I guess. And we'll go ahead and bring this across, and I think the legal offices require phone, so we'll go ahead and put that in there as well. So we'll have a little bit more rent coming in. We have a little bit of money. Additionally, one thing we probably want to take is the basic offices one. So you can see here that we need more creatives, more lawyers, and more accountants. Luckily, you don't have to worry about that too much. It's the creatives that are going to be the problem here in a second. And if I go ahead and just place this down, it doesn't cost anything to place these down. You can see here that these guys need a cafe and they need some prestige. So we need to worry about that as well. Let's go ahead and just clear that out. So the prestige will come when we have 20 population. So we only have 18 population right now. Let's just go ahead and wait until midnight so we can see where we're at. Money-wise, we have enough lawyers. We don't quite have enough accountants yet, but we will soon, so no worries. Go ahead and fast forward through the rest of today. Alright, so we're still in the positive, even if it's just slightly. And we do have some loans we can take out, so no big deal there. Let's go ahead and put that up there. Yes, I realized that they can't get up there. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, the game actually kind of gives you heads up on when things are happening, but not too often. I mean, it's kind of random. Like, sometimes it'll be like, hey, did you know? And sometimes it's just like radio silence, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. Okay, let's go ahead and build another building here. Let's see here. We've got, we need accountants and creatives. So we need some things. Let's go ahead and see here. They want more food variety. So let's actually go ahead and bring in the insurance officer, because it'll be more people, because we need a couple more people. We'll go ahead and put more of these down, and then let's go ahead and put another office up here, another food court. Let's see, let's bring in, oh, I guess let's do the fast quality sushi. Let's get everybody to have electricity here. And we should now be able to bring in the accounting officers here. These guys need phone, and they need courier services too. But let's go ahead and bring those guys in. Give them phone. There we go. And I don't know who else. Is everybody happy? Is everybody complaining? Yeah, these guys want the courier services. So while that's happening up there, we'll go ahead and build the courier services downstairs. I think we can handle it. It's not a problem. I don't think it's a problem anyway. Not currently a problem. I'll go ahead and fast forward while they're finishing up everything. And that should put us even for accountants, and all we need is the creatives after that. So we've got one level of prestige, so we can now actually use the decorations. As you can see here, it's now gold. And these things are free because they don't actually do anything. It's kind of important to note here that they're free because they don't do anything. So you expect, oh, decorations, well, they make things pretty, so they should like increase, you know, the aesthetics or whatever. The answer to that question is, or that statement is, no, they don't. They don't do any of that. They just kind of exist, and they kind of make things pretty. So that's what we use them for, and I use them to kind of break up the way that the different things look. That's one of the problems, is the store, like the game starts to look pretty uniform after a while, which is a problem. And oh, we can actually now build a cafe, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna build a cafe down here. That is not what I wanted. Oh, this does not have any electricity, so maybe I should hook it up to the electricity. So we now have a courier service. Let's go ahead and bring in a small cafe. We need water for that one, and we do not need water for these two. So I'm gonna do the one that does cost most but does not need water. I know it sounds kind of weird for a coffee shop to not need water, but I don't want to put in a water pump or anything yet. Okay, so we can now bring in the creative offices. These guys require an office supply store. So let's go ahead and just bring one in to start with. Just one of the random ones. don't have fun with that. Oh, pause. There we go. Let's see if I can make these guys mad. Oops. Okay, didn't make them mad. Good. Sometimes if you don't hook things up quick enough, they get all flustered. Okay, so those guys should be happy relatively soon. I'm not entirely sure why the creative guys need coffee, but they really do. So they like demand coffee. Actually, one thing I'm going to do here. So this actually just removes. Oh, whoops! I accidentally removed the paper. Doesn't cost anything to remove it either, so no big deal there. Can I actually remove the... Oh, I did. Whoops. Beautiful on my part there. Apparently don't delete things too far because then you'll end up missing stuff. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put an elevator on this side. Oh, you have to start at the bottom. So there, now there's an elevator there and there, so these guys are gonna go ahead and upgrade that. So while they're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and decorate this little lobby a little bit. Right in the middle. I don't think that's in the middle. Hang on a second here. There we go. And we will definitely be bringing in like other stuff, and I'll talk about that maybe this time. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing here. Like, I don't know what the point of what I'm doing is. Let's go ahead and build another floor. The nice thing is this is just like a sandbox type game, so you can kind of do whatever you want, which I really appreciate. Nothing quite like being able to do whatever you want. And I don't know, I love that. I love sandbox games, love simulation games, it's fun. Actually, this game kind of sucked away some of my life in the last couple days. Kind of been one of the problems that I've been having. I went to play it last night, played it for 3 hours straight, didn't even realize that I had played it for 3 hours straight. I just kind of did. So that happened, and then when I actually started playing it, I played it for about an hour, and I thought I had played it for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. Like, essentially it's what it felt like. Maybe like half an hour. And I was very confused and very flustered, and I'm sure it was hilarious. But that's just kind of how I am. That's how I feel about these games. There we go. We now officially have enough. Let's go ahead and bring in another legal office. Yeah, we don't have phone lines in here yet. Let me go ahead and do that. There we go. So now we should have enough creative buildings. Basically rain stops visitors from coming into your tower, so that's a problem, but not right now because I don't have any stores. Alright, so we got $1,000 for our account, and we have more contracts that we can take because we now have the 16 buildings. So we can now take more people needed, so we can get 50 people. Go ahead and take that, and then we've got some other stuff that we can take later. So let's go ahead and just take the 30. So we need 50 people ultimately. We currently only have 32. Go ahead and just kind of let everybody do their thing. Let's see what their satisfaction is. What is this guy complaining about? So this guy says, I need the office supply store. So let's go ahead and build one of those down in the basement. Let's go ahead and plop one of these guys down. I think this guy needs electricity too. There we go. And we also should bring the... it's not showing exactly what the problem is here. This box is just like, your service is not doing what it should be doing, is essentially what it's saying. Let me go ahead and build this down here. And build a elevator there. Saying it. I want to say it so you guys understand. We got more service calls yesterday than we can fulfill. You need more service centers of this type. So we need to build more courier services. So let's go ahead and just make this area down here first of all. We have the office supply store or office supplies thing going. So that's good. I hear honking. Now we can build more offices, which is probably what I'm gonna do. But we also have some other stuff we should do and build. So once this is done, let's go ahead and build another courier service, build it right underneath the first one. And what we can also build is actually build studio apartments. So they're kind of tiny, they're not very big. I need 5 more squares. We go ahead and do that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Can't type that right well. Our tower is going, or our office building, our building is going to be semi, not vertical. It's fine. Go ahead and just pop that in there. Make sure everything has electricity. So studio apartments generally don't like a lot of noise, which is a problem, but not for where we're at. So if you go in here, you can see where all the noise is. The noise is actually on the opposite side of everything. So we don't really care. We should be able to build a studio apartment here without a problem. And they should be relatively happy. Now they like being upstairs a little bit more than anything else. Now you can see here that they require, for a basic studio apartment, requires water, and the deluxe studio apartment requires gas. And actually, if you do the luxury, you need cable as well. Not that we can do that right now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the basic studio apartment, but we also need trash cans on this floor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go over here. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and expand this. And then I'm going to go ahead and expand this a little bit. And if you go in here, you can actually put trash bins down like this, which I'm gonna do. And I'm actually going to expand this a little bit more because we actually need more space than this. A little bit more than that. And what we need, if you look at the bottom, is you need collection rooms, which we don't have money for right now. So just go ahead and fast forward a little bit here. There we go. So we now have, we finished incremental income, so we've got $1,500 to our account. So we have plenty of money to now actually do all of that. So we can actually now place these once they're complete. Let's actually go ahead and select, well, actually it's first things first here. Let's go ahead and select the water. So we're gonna go ahead and make a small one to start with. Go ahead and put that here like that. And we're going to put the water pipes up right here, which we can do. Now you can see here that the water, these little water wiring things actually include gas. The gas will actually, these like are pipes, I guess, and they'll pipe up gas as well if we have a gas thing, which we currently don't, so we're not even going to worry about that. Oops, no, we actually want the pipes themselves. Meters, I guess. We have gas manifolds. We can pipe gas up, but we can't currently do that. So let's go ahead and open up a electrical or a studio apartment. I'm going to put the electrical wires over here. So that'll be great. And you can see here, like I said, that there's no noise in this area, which is wrong because there's people like traversing back and forth, but we don't really care about that for whatever bizarre reason. So I'm not too concerned about any of that. And we're making money, so also not concerned about that. So you can see here, there's a little thing that's in person, and there's like people moving in. And, okay, so the the elevator shaft is a problem. So now what we want to do is we actually want to build a maintenance office down here. So let's go ahead and plop this sucker down right here. And let's go ahead and build a elevator right there. Just fast forward a little bit. Oh, multiple of our elevators are actually acting up. So we'll have 2 maintenance officers that'll actually be able to come in and fix things. And you can see here that they popped up there. That's what these guys are. And they're going to be fixing those elevators for us. And they're done. And they'll come in here and they'll hang out. So that's really good for us. You can see here we got a couple things that we can build. We can now build a storage bay. So we can do that. This is how big they are. They hold, I think they hold 4, you can see 4 bays, I believe, in there. We can now build the medium-sized office. That's how big they are. We can now build the 1-bedroom apartment. You can see how big they are. And we can also build these small stores, and you can see how big they are. So we'll definitely want to do some of that eventually. But the first thing we actually need to do is do a trash collection room. We'll put that right, yeah, Yeah, it's fine. It's right there. That'll be fine. Actually, you know what? I don't like that there. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. No, you ain't gonna worry about it. So this guy is our courier, apparently. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit here. How's our satisfaction? Okay, so this guy's apparently doing really well. These guys are not making a lot of money, so they're not very happy. But that's okay. Don't really care. They'll be fine. I don't have a ton of money at the moment, so let's just go ahead and let's make another studio apartment here. Go ahead and put the elevator there. I'll put a studio apartment. Well, we actually can't do that yet. You actually have to build the walls and stuff first. It's kind of, I know, weird. Not used to it. Gotta build another studio apartment here. And build a basic studio apartment. I actually also need to build this. And we can actually, before it even gets done being built, you can actually put the water, what are those called? Plumbing closet. You can put a plumbing closet there. Not a problem. And let's go ahead and get them some electricity as well. There we go. And now we'll have 2 studio apartments that'll bring some, you know, money in for us. Let's go ahead and just let things run. Let's go ahead and check to see what other contracts we've currently got. Resounding revenue, we need $5,000 coming in, or 12 medium offices. Let's go ahead and bring the resounding revenue. We got $1,000 right off the bat. All right, somebody moved into our studio apartment. There he is. Hello, good sir. Actually, we have one other thing we need to do here is because we actually need trash bins over here. So let's go ahead and we'll put a trash collection room right there. So that'll make him happy. As you do like deluxe and luxury, they will also want recycling. So make sure you plan for that. Oh, and also it looks like we have the ability to build for some consultants. So you can actually get 10, once you have 10 influence, you can place for a interior decorator, a lobbyist, or a building manager. And each of these do certain things. If I click on here, you can see that there's a variety of upgrades that these guys can do. Now, the aesthetic stuff is really cool because it helps, well, with the aesthetics, and it also increases eventually prestige and buzz. Politics helps with like bringing in stuff and like plaza stuff and public transit, and then the building manager actually allows you to bring in people like new construction offices, construction workers, and maintenance. And the big thing is the maintenance, because then you can actually automate your maintenance. And I don't know if we have to do any of that yet, but eventually we actually have to renovate our offices and studios and apartments and that kind of stuff, because eventually they will start to wear down, and that's just kind of what happens. Ooh, so the city's economy is really heating up. City vacancy rates are very low and tenants are willing to pay higher rates. I'm not going to play with that. That means you can actually go in here and boost your rents for your apartments, make a little bit more money. I'm not going to do that. I don't feel the need to do that, actually. I do want to, I think, build another row of offices. I think. Oops, there we go. We're gonna build another studio apartment. Let's go ahead and do that. And we can put these over here so we can bring up more water. And we also need trash. Another bin. There we go. Let's go ahead and put the electrical. Hey, thank you. Bring the electrical lines over and bring the water lines over. Now I don't know. You know, I haven't played with this too much to see like what the best way to do this stuff is. And really, the nice thing about this is I found it's pretty steady. Like everything's not terribly difficult. It's not like you get in here and then suddenly you're out of money and then you're struggling. I haven't really struggled too much with this game, which makes it actually fun, because first of all, I'm not like sweating bullets trying to figure out the best way to do things, and like, you know, where you start out and you don't have any funds coming in. There's none of that, which makes me so happy. Because there's way too many games that I've played that are just like, you have to do the right thing within the first like 5 minutes of the game or you're just screwed. And I haven't really felt that way at all in this game. I don't know, it's very enjoyable in that regard. So, how much money do we get for that? We have 1,500, okay. And we need 5 more people. Our rent is we're still playing with that a little bit. Let's go ahead and put another small office up here. And 185. Yeah, I think we're gonna be going with that guy. So we need electrical and phone. Let's go ahead, electrical and phone. Here we go. I know it's so peaceful to watch all the little people putz around. Now, as the game, from what I understand, when a game gets later, where you're going to be, you know, have higher towers and you're going to be struggling a little bit to keep an eye on everything. So as you're fast forwarding through the beginning levels, you may not be doing that for the later levels, which that's actually kind of understandable. So I kind of appreciate that. All right, let's see how much money we get. We may be able to finish this out by getting us up to 50 population. I think that's my goal for this little showing off of, you know, this game. So peaceful. And you can take loans, so if you need to take loans, you can definitely do that, which I don't need at the moment, but you know, there may be a point where, I don't know, if things really start kind of flailing around, I may need that. Alright, so we've got $1,000. Let's go ahead and finish this part out, and actually let's go ahead and put this over here. And let's put this, sorry, let's put this over here. We're gonna go ahead and build yet another studio apartment. We're gonna put the trash bin, there we go, down there. And let's go ahead and put an elevator right here. So we can now put some more offices up here. And we can do your, that's, 130. Ooh, let's go ahead, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and pause this. So the account, so that's not always the, like, as you go down, things give you more. So you can see here that this accounting office actually gives me 160, whereas this guy only gives me 130. So let's go ahead and choose that. Let's go ahead and choose the guy that gives me 135. The insurance offices, we don't have the money to do at the moment, apparently. So let's just go ahead and connect everything. No, we don't have the funds to do that. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and just fast forward. They're going to be a little grouchy, and we may lose them, but that's okay. We're just going to lose those guys today, and that's alright. We'll deal with that later tomorrow morning. Let's go ahead and just wait for 12 hours. Yes, I know, they're not pleased, but I'm not too worried. We'll be okay. They're gonna be pissy for a while, and that's just how it's gonna go. And we should be okay. They're just going to leave ultimately. They'll probably move out, because if you click on them, they should be saying that they're considering moving out. But in the morning at, you know, midnight, we should actually have enough money to move our electrical system over there. We've got 48 people right now. We could take out a loan, I guess, if we really wanted to, but I actually kind of don't. What are you complaining about? Oh, we have no diner spots yet. We'll worry about that. I don't know. If I do another episode of this, I might play a little bit so that we're getting to the point. Well, actually, no, I won't. I don't feel right playing off screen for something like this, because lots of different things can happen, and as you're growing, depending on where you put things, well, like certain things will happen, and you never really know what might be super important to do and not to do, or that may change the course of the game. So you can put down spaces for free, which is nice. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and see what we did today. So we've got $1,000 again. Let's go ahead and slow down. Let's go ahead and give these guys electrical lines. And let's give these guys phone lines. Alright, let's go ahead. Ooh, we don't have enough phone line. I don't think we can afford the next one currently. really can't. So let's go ahead and just bring in your, actually do these guys do need a phone line. It's $190 though. Just go ahead and bring your basic insurance office in. These guys are considering moving out. They're a little pissy, but they're getting better, as you can see here. Oh, they left. They moved out. So that's a pain. Your satisfaction is increasing, though. What are you doing? So we have 11, but we only produce 10. Okay, that's fine. You can leave. I hate that they destroy the freaking room. Let's just go ahead and bring in your basic insurance officer up there. Now these guys need water and they need electricity, so let's go ahead and bring the electricity over. These guys are gonna leave too. That's okay. They feel the need to leave, they can. Whatever. Let's go ahead and we have water on this floor, so let's go ahead and bring the water over to where it needs to be. Let's go ahead and let's not do that quite yet. Let's go ahead and let things run for a moment. Can we actually build a second one? Would that be cheaper right now? Yeah, it would be cheaper, but I can't currently do that. So these guys are just like, I can't operate without a phone. Oh noes. I'm not really concerned when tenants move out, like it doesn't hurt my soul in all honesty. I don't know if there's a way to see how many days you've played. Is that in here? Not really. You possibly lose some prestige from people moving out. But as of right now, it's a whatever situation. How much money do we need to actually upgrade? A lot more than I have. Well, let's go ahead and upgrade this to a studio apartment. We have the money for it. You ultimately don't want to lose anybody, because that's really bad when you do. But it's okay. So we're waiting for somebody to move in here. And we hit the correct amount, so actually pause here before we continue and before I quit. Let's just go ahead and upgrade my phone system to the next level. Oh, there we go. So you need 4 for the final level. So these guys are pissy. They could probably move out, unfortunately. But we do now have enough phone systems, so we are increasing. As you can see here. Now, they may not move out. I'm waiting to see if they do or not. Yeah, they're getting better. Doesn't look like they're gonna move out. I don't think we're gonna lose them. How mad are you? Is this just showing that your satisfaction is decent? And you're not red anymore. Whatever. Anyway, so this is Project Highrise. It's 20 bucks on Steam. I purchased it. I wasn't entirely sure if I was gonna enjoy it because, you know, I'm really kind of picky about what kind of micromanaging games I have. And this one I think it was really good. I think it is really good. I think it's well worth it, personally. It's really up to you. If you've played it, let me know what you think. I want to play a little bit more of this. I'm actually going to be playing more of this. I don't know if I want to play it all on like video and then post it or what, but it's definitely a lot of fun. I think it's well worth the money. So, shiny steel trash can. Let's put a clock in here. No, let's put a clock in here. There we go. It makes it look better. There's a lot more to this game that's kind of hidden beyond the beginning levels, so I'm not sure if maybe I just want to play a little bit and then come back, but things get really busy. There's, you know, we haven't talked about buzz, we really haven't talked about influence, you know, we really haven't talked about like any of the bigger stuff or like, you know, when you get taller, we really haven't talked about any of that. So I don't know, let me know what you think. If you want to see more, if you don't want to see more, I mean, kind of let me know. This is a very calm, peaceful game, so it's just one of those things where it doesn't, you know, there's not too much to say as I'm going, which is, I don't know, maybe nice that you don't have to hear me just rattling my brains off and trying to keep up with the game itself. It is kind of tricky though. It's one of those weird like micromanaging things where noise, like you can totally, you know, send yourself under if you're not, you know, doing noise stuff properly or, you know, that sort of thing. And there are some scenarios, maybe you want to see some scenarios instead. Me try and like correct all the things that somebody else did to, you know, make things miserable and like try and correct those problems, which is always interesting. And actually it's one of my favorite types of things. I think I played a lot of those in the Zoo Tycoon and that kind of thing. I kind of like those too, but I don't know, maybe you prefer to see that. Let me know, and I will of course be back next week with something, I don't know, with something. So I will see you then.